Mercedes fans, hold on to your seats. Lewis Hamilton has just dropped a bombshell after a disastrous US Grand Prix. Following a rough race where he spun out early, Hamilton opened up about his struggles with the car and hinted at deeper frustrations with the team. Is the seven-time champion hinting at big changes? And could this impact Mercedes' season and his own career future? Lewis Hamilton's US Grand Prix turned disastrous after he spun out at the exact same corner where his teammate George Russell had earlier stopped during Q3. This latest setback appears to have left Hamilton increasingly frustrated with the issues he's facing at Mercedes, especially with just 5 races remaining in this season. As questions arise, many wonder if this is one of the toughest stretches of his career and if it could impact his anticipated move to Ferrari. Since the summer break, Hamilton has had a rough run, with his highest finish only reaching P5 at Monza. This is especially disappointing, considering he won 2 races at Spa and Silverstone before the break. Mercedes had promised upgrades for Austin, but last-minute changes to Hamilton's car seem to have backfired, making it more challenging to drive. During the race, he spun out at the same corner that cut short Russell's qualifying session. What's surprising is that Hamilton is known as the king of COTA, with 6 wins at the Circuit of the Americas since 2012. This made his spin-off, which appeared like a rookie mistake, even more unexpected. Commenting on the incident, Hamilton shared his disbelief, saying he's never spun here in his entire career. This suggests that last-minute tweaks to his car's setup may have left him in a difficult position, as he ended up exiting Q1 and starting the race from P17. Hamilton frustrated by early race spin. After a promising start to the US Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton quickly moved up from P17 to P12, overtaking competitors within the first 2 laps. "I had a great start," Hamilton reflected. "I shot up the inside and got up to 12th, and at that point, it was only the second lap. I wasn't pushing hard, just trying to manage the tires." However, the car soon began to struggle, bouncing unexpectedly. Hamilton described the moment his car lost control, saying, "It just lost all load on the rear and spun around on me. I've never spun in a race before, not that I remember, and if I have, maybe only once." For Hamilton, the frustration was palpable. Despite his focus, his car's setup seemed to work against him. To compound the frustration, Hamilton's teammate George Russell finished P6 after starting from the pit lane on the same hard tires. This was a painful contrast, as Russell managed a strong race, suggesting that Hamilton's setup was the true culprit. After advancing 5 positions within a few laps, Hamilton likely could have achieved a much stronger finish if not for the spin. For Mercedes, it was a wake-up call, as the team remains one of the only ones struggling to fully adapt to recent regulations and unlock the performance potential in their upgrades. In Austin, Ferrari secured a victory while Red Bull and McLaren were highly competitive, leaving Mercedes in a difficult position. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff expressed regret over Hamilton's race. "There's nothing that could have prevented that crash," he noted, adding that it wasn't an issue of Hamilton's driving ability, but rather the last-minute adjustments to the car before the sprint race. Earlier, Hamilton had reported an unusual clicking sound at the front of his car, something he felt might impact his performance. This later turned out to be a suspension issue, requiring the team to rework the car's setup across the race weekend. Hamilton's frustration over his car's performance grew after the race. Reflecting on the modifications and how the car performed in the sprint, he asked, "Where has the car gone, man?" He recognized the drop in performance from what he experienced in practice to the actual race. These struggles weren't new for Hamilton. He had faced similar issues during practice, making the race weekend even more challenging. Reflecting on the recent struggles, Hamilton pointed to the possible role of Mercedes' new upgrade package. Maybe the new upgrade package had something to do with it, he speculated. Russell, using the Singapore spec car, performed more competitively, a model that technical chief James Allison called a learning part of our upgrade scheme. In practice, Hamilton faced similar issues with his car. "In practice 1, I had the same issue with the left front bouncing and the rear just came around," Hamilton shared, adding that the setup led to an uncharacteristic spin in turn 3 during qualifying. Hamilton noted Russell's success on the old spec car, observing, "George went back to the old spec car and looks good out there, so maybe there's something with the new upgrade." In an impressive show of team spirit, Hamilton even offered his own upgraded parts to Russell after the crash, as the team lacked enough spares. However, Mercedes declined, perhaps indicating they had more confidence in the Singapore setup than Austin's new changes. With rumours swirling around Hamilton's upcoming switch to Ferrari, the dynamics at Mercedes are shifting. Toto Wolff, Mercedes team principal, has tried to publicly defend Hamilton, insisting, "Where I sit at the moment, it's 100% not Lewis's fault," he said, adding, "And that's not to say I'm just protecting him." But Hamilton's trust in the engineering team appears strained, with the recent car issues raising concerns about team unity and priorities. The upcoming race in Mexico will likely be a defining moment for Mercedes' current strategy and Hamilton's confidence in the team. The Austin upgrades, which have faced scrutiny, will be put to the test. The pressure on Mercedes is mounting as fans, engineers and drivers alike look to the Mexico GP to see if the team can bounce back. For Hamilton, who has been pivotal to Mercedes' past victories, this race might influence his final stretch with the team before his move to Ferrari. Wolff stands firm on upgrades. Toto Wolff, Mercedes team principal, was quick to defend Hamilton's performance, emphasizing, "It was 100% the car. Lewis wasn't even pushing at that stage." He pointed out that George Russell faced similar issues during Saturday's qualifying, noting that even though Russell might have been over-pushing, it wasn't entirely driver error. Hamilton's Sunday mishap was influenced by strong gusts, slipstream effects, and dirty air from the car ahead, creating unpredictable conditions on track. "Lewis doesn't lose the car on lap 2 like this," Wolff added, emphasizing that Hamilton's experience usually prevents such incidents. For Hamilton, these mechanical issues underscore his frustration and anticipation for a new start with Ferrari. Mercedes' struggles with car stability and pace have led to some challenging weekends, and Hamilton is clearly looking forward to leaving this chapter behind. With 5 races left, he's preparing to finish his Mercedes journey as Ferrari emerges as a serious Constructors' Championship contender. Currently, Ferrari is just 8 points behind Red Bull and 44 points off McLaren, making Hamilton's future team a strong competitor. Ferrari's upgrades in Austin, though minimal, proved effective in a sprint weekend where track testing time was limited. Their impressive race pace and tyre management in Austin were key, proving that their performance was based on solid race strategy rather than luck. For Hamilton, Ferrari's current success only heightens the excitement as he looks to start fresh with a team that is increasingly competitive. Toto Wolff remains convinced that the problem isn't due to the recent upgrades themselves. He shared, "I don't think we have a fundamental issue with the upgrades. I think it's more interaction between aero and mechanical stuff." Wolff believes the team needs to dig deeper to understand why their car shows great performance on Fridays, but then struggles on Saturdays. He added, "It makes no sense to stop with the upgrade. We'd be leaving lap time on the table." Wolff is committed to pushing forward, aiming to make the most of the car's current spec. The real question is whether Mercedes can unlock consistent performance from their car, especially given Hamilton's fast Friday practice times compared to his disappointing Saturdays. Wolff pointed out that Hamilton was 4/10 ahead in the final sector before hitting trouble, showing that the car's potential is there but not being fully realized on race weekends. With only 5 races left in the season, it's clear that Hamilton is feeling the strain of the car's unpredictability and looking forward to his new journey with Ferrari. The question now is Mercedes truly treating Hamilton fairly during this transition? After all, he's brought them multiple championships, yet lately his car's performance often falls short. Fans can only wonder if Hamilton is counting down these final races with Mercedes, eager for a new beginning with Ferrari, where he hopes for a car that can meet his ambitions and bring new victories to his career. So, what do you think of Hamilton's future after the US GP nightmare? Comment below your views and subscribe for more such videos.